Alright, let's get one thing straight. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. Like, no question. But here's the thing. It's also kind of ruined gaming for me. And no, I'm not being dramatic. Well, maybe a little. But seriously, this game set the bar so high that now every other game feels like a letdown. And today, I'm going to explain why. Why this game is both the best and worst thing to ever happen to my gaming life. Now, before you come at me in the comments, hear me out. This isn't just another RDR2 is perfect video. This is about how one game completely changed the way I look at gaming. So let's dive into why Red Dead Redemption 2 ruined my experience for gaming. Let's start with the obvious. The immersion. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's a world. From the moment you step into Arthur Morgan's boots, you're not just playing a character, you're living as him. The way he interacts with the world, the way the world reacts to him, it's unparalleled. Remember the first time you rode into Valentine? The mud squelching under your horse's hooves, the chatter of townsfolk, the smell of fresh bread from the general store. Wait, no, you couldn't actually smell it, but damn, it felt like you could. That's the magic of RDR2. It doesn't just show you a world, it makes you feel it. And then there's the attention to detail. I mean, come on, your horse's testicles shrink in the cold. Your beard grows over time. If you don't bathe, people will literally tell you that you stink. This level of detail isn't just impressive, it's obsessive. And once you've experienced it, other games feel lazy. I remember playing another open-world game after RDR2, and I tried to greet an NPC. You know what happened? Nothing, no reaction, no nod, no smile, no sarcastic comment, just silence. And in that moment, I realized how spoiled I'd become. Red Dead Redemption 2 had set a standard that most games just can't reach. Now let's talk about the story, because oh boy, this is where Red Dead Redemption 2 truly shines, and where it ruined other games for me. Arthur Morgan isn't just a protagonist, he's a person. A flawed, complex, deeply human person. His journey isn't about saving the world or defeating some ultimate evil. It's about survival, loyalty, and redemption. And by the end of the game, you're not just controlling Arthur, you are Arthur. I'll never forget the moment when Arthur says, "I'm afraid." That line hit me like a freight train. Here's this tough, rugged outlaw admitting his fear in the face of death. It's raw, it's real, and it's something I've never experienced in any other game. Compare that to other stories in gaming. How many times have you played as a generic hero with a generic goal? Save the princess, defeat the bad guy, yada yada yada. But Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And that journey is so emotionally impactful that it makes other games feel shallow. I've tried playing other story-driven games since RDR2, and I just can't connect with them the same way. The characters feel one-dimensional, the dialogue feels forced, and the emotional beats feel manufactured. It's like going from a 5-star meal to fast food. Sure, it's still food, but it's just not the same. Here's where things get controversial. The pace. Red Dead Redemption 2 is slow. Like, really slow. And for some people, that's a deal breaker. But for me, it's one of the things I love most about the game, and one of the things that ruined other games for me. In RDR2, you're not just rushing from one mission to the next. You're living in the world. You're hunting, fishing, playing poker, and just existing. It's a game that forces you to slow down and appreciate the little things. And once you've experienced that, other games feel frantic. I remember playing a popular action game after RDR2, and I couldn't get into it. The constant explosions, the non-stop action, the endless waves of enemies, it all felt so overwhelming. And I realized that Red Dead Redemption 2 had changed me. It had taught me to appreciate the quiet moments, the subtle storytelling, and the beauty of just being. But here's the problem. Not every game can or should be like RDR2. And that's where the frustration comes in. Because once you've experienced a game that values patience and immersion, it's hard to go back to the mindless action and fast-paced gameplay that dominates the industry. So, where does that leave us? Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. There's no doubt about that. But it's also a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's raised the bar for what games can be. On the other hand, it's made it almost impossible for other games to measure up. I've spent hours trying to recapture the magic of RDR2 in other games, and I just can't. It's like chasing a high that you know you'll never reach again. And that's the curse of playing a game this good. It doesn't just set a standard, it becomes the standard. But here's the thing, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't just ruin gaming for me, it changed the way I see games. It showed me what's possible when a team pours their heart and soul into a project. And for that, I'll always be grateful. Okay, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough love when people discuss Red Dead Redemption 2, the music. It's not just there to fill the silence, it's like the heartbeat of the game. You don't just hear it, you feel it. Remember Arthur's final ride? The sun's dipping below the horizon, Arthur's coughing, and then That's the Way It Is starts playing. Man, that song doesn't just hit, it wrecks you. It's not just music, it's a eulogy. It perfectly captures the weight of everything Arthur's been through, everything you've been through with him. I don't know about you, but I've gone back and replayed that scene just to feel the heartbreak all over again. And the ambient tracks? They're magic. Picture this. You're riding through the swamps of Lemoyne, the mist is rolling in, and that eerie violin kicks in. Suddenly, you're not just in a game, you're in a Southern Gothic novel. Or those moments in the wide-open plains of New Hanover, where a soft, melancholic tune plays as the golden light of sunset bathes the landscape. It's the kind of experience that makes you stop, take a deep breath, and think, this is why I love gaming. Then there are the campfire songs. Have you ever just sat at camp and listened to Javier strum his guitar or heard the gang sing after a big score? It's one of those moments where you don't want to fast forward or skip ahead. You just want to be there, soaking in the camaraderie, feeling like part of the Van der Linde family, even if they're a dysfunctional mess. And here's the thing. The music isn't just good. It's smart. It sneaks up on you. It knows when to stay in the background, adding subtle emotion to your quiet rides. But when it needs to take center stage, like in Arthur's final moments or the epilogue's triumphant ride, it doesn't hold back. It's like Rockstar knew exactly when to twist the knife or let you breathe. The soundtrack isn't just a playlist. It's a time machine. Every time I hear a track, I'm transported right back into the game. It's like smelling a familiar scent that brings back memories. The music is the soul of Red Dead Redemption 2. And honestly, I don't think I've experienced anything quite like it in any other game. So, that's my experience, and what about you? Has Red Dead Redemption 2 ruined other games for you too? Or do you think I'm just fanboying? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks for watching, and remember, in a world full of fast-paced action and shallow stories, sometimes it's okay to slow down and appreciate the masterpiece. Until next time, partner.